How hard was the move to Germany from England? Hi, hello, and welcome to this video of mine. Today we're going to be reacting to the channel Your True Brit, a video of 3 years ago, and he is talking about his own experience of moving from England to Germany. I'm very curious as to what country made it more complicated for him to move, because I suspect it to be Germany, to be honest. I wouldn't want to move here if I weren't born in this country, because the bureaucracy is real. And if you're not speaking the language and you have to fill out all these forms and have to do all this stuff, it can be a very long and complicated process. So I'm very curious as to how it went for him. Let's see what he says.
I'm in shock that I've done it.
In shock.
So, oh my god, I can finally do this video. Jesus. This is the one that I've been praying that I can actually finally say, how was the move to Germany? I can officially say I have now got the dream job. I'm living in Germany and it's just crazy. I actually said to the people I work with, I was like, it just does not feel real. I can't believe it that I was in a council estate like a year ago in a bakery, and now somehow I'm living in Germany and I have the best, I wouldn't even say it's a job. It's something I love to do and I can't believe it. And this is just the start. But none of that. I really want to make this video for those people that are looking now to move and what to expect. This is my experience of now being Brit living in Germany after the whole madness with, I don't want to say the word, but Brexit. And please, if you have a pen and paper, these are some major things that if you are considering moving to Germany, you might want to check this out, because it was, at times, it got really, really hard. Like, it was beyond, yeah, let's get into it. So, I took all my bags and I got the visa for 6 months. And I full on for, okay, I've got the landlord agreement and let's just go. And I kept applying and applying. Then I noticed there was a problem straight at the back with, you need to be careful with who your landlord is. Obviously, I'm on my own, and this is the first time I've moved out anywhere in terms of big. The landlord, I knew there was just something not right, and they said that I'm going to have to wait until I get my residence kind of signature to transfer. I don't know, something wasn't clocking, and yeah, my alarm bell started to ring. So number one, make sure to write this down, is to really, really look out for where you're staying, because there are some people that will prey on people that are the Auslanders, and Auslanders are foreigners, basically. Is it kind of...
I would recommend you, if you have no idea about Germany and landlords whatsoever, I would always recommend that if you move to Germany, don't move into homes that are rented out by private people. Always choose companies that own several houses. I, myself, as a German, I have almost always lived in apartments, as I do now, that are owned by companies. I have lived once in an apartment that was rented to me. Is that how you say it in English, by the way? By a private person. It was hell. It was hell. Like, they do not comply by rules. And if you do not have the money in order to fight for your rights, they can almost do whatever. And they're gonna do so. I'm not saying all the people who own private property are doing that, but in my case, it was really bad. I lived in an apartment with only one room. It was under the rooftop. It was so hot in the summer. It got like 45 degrees Celsius. It was really hot, and you were almost unable to live there because it wasn't an isolated roof. So it was a really bad apartment, really small and really ugly. I had no money back then. So I moved in there and I had to only pay. That was the one good thing about the apartment. It was only 350 D mark, like marked back then. However, when I moved out of the apartment, this lady, after 7 years, this lady started harassing me and sending me letters saying that I left the apartment in a state where she has to renovate it completely and needed 7,000 euros from me in order to do so, which is illegal as fuck. Like, you cannot do that. Also, I'm like, what the hell is she gonna like have golden doors? This apartment had 27 square meters and she wanted 7,000 euros from me. And when I moved out of that apartment, I didn't have any money. I rented that apartment for a reason because I was broke AF. I earned 900 marks and then later back 800, 900 euros a month. I couldn't pay 7,000 euros in order for her to renovate this one room apartment. And that is what would never happen when you choose a company that rents a place. I mean, I don't want to say never, because there might be companies out there who are like that, but usually companies do know the laws in the country and do abide by them even more because they know what they can lose if they don't. And with a private person, they might try if they know you don't have the money in order to pay for a lawyer. By the way, I was very lucky in my case because I had people around me who were experienced with those kind of things, and they set up a letter for me in order to write back to her. And after that letter, letting her know that I do indeed have a lawyer. I didn't have the money back then. But in the letter, they wrote that I do have a lawyer and I will sue her if she doesn't take that back. She immediately tracked down and she's like, yeah, oh, by the way, yeah, give me 150 and that's fine. But she tried. So that's what can happen if you rent from a private person. Always be careful. And I have never ever done that again. And I don't want to say it's like this in general in Germany. I don't want to say that. It's just my personal experience and what I would tell another person that wants to move to Germany. This would be my tip. Watch out. Just saying.
Nicer word in German, Ausländer. So make sure you fully look at where you're going. This is a big thing. Second thing, this was a massive, seriously, Boris Johnson or whoever you are, you need to sort something out because this is a bloody nightmare. So basically, IBAN, since us Brits have now left the EU, our card does not work with recurrent payments for phones. So I bought a SIM card and I topped it up, obviously. Then I realised, hold on, so I contacted them and they said, due to my bank now leaving the EU, I have no idea why, they basically blocked my card. So I was left without a phone. So I kept having to buy SIM card after SIM card after SIM card because, and this did not help with jobs. This was a major problem.
Yeah.
But I didn't quit at all. I ended up going to Austria to buy the card from there.
What?
And it worked. So my tip is for you guys is maybe go to Austria to buy a SIM card. For some reason, I can keep topping my card up and it's great.
Okay, I don't know about that. I can't help you with that.
For British people is this bloody IBAN number because we can't open a bank without having a job contract and a residence. But with a job seeker thing, yeah, it's just. Then this came to the other thing was the shock. I never expected this. If you guys have seen my Instagram, I did post this and I'm going to explain what the hell happened. So I got the dream job offer and I said to my landlord, I was like, okay, tomorrow we need to register. And I was in shock. I remember I literally was, She basically turned around to me and said that I actually shouldn't be living there and that she's basically getting money from Germany. And I could not believe it. I was full on lied to. And I said to her, do you realise what you have done. And you have put this in, I'm going to say this, a random person, in someone's name, and she just laughed. And I was just mind blown because I really liked this person, and the person was a really cool person, and it put me in a situation of you can get in serious trouble. We're talking prison for what she has done, because it doesn't matter. If you're gonna come to Germany, you do it the right way. That's just my motto. You don't.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know why the person done this to me,
I'm so
and I
sorry you had to
honestly
go
was
through
just
this.
heartbroken because I was thinking, okay. But at that point, I thought, no, I will obviously get back up and try again. And I managed to get a house in 24 hours by you lot helping me out. It was
Wow.
unbelievable. And you don't realize how thankful I am for that, because you've just saved me everything.
Oh my
But that
gosh.
was a real horrible situation. So please make sure you really double check the landlord. I know it sounds obvious, but this was a major thing for me, and it was a very big learning. If you guys are going to say you should have known, as I said, I'm getting used to life in Germany, and that was a real big thing.
Yeah, I really believe. Yeah,
Oh,
that's just another experience. I mean, the way he said that, the way he told the story, I believe this to be a private person and not a company. So, yeah, I don't know why, but somehow everyone can become a landlord and just tries not to follow the rules that are in this country. There are laws, but they just somehow either they don't know about them. I mean, you don't have to learn them if you become a landlord. There is no test that you have to take, as far as I know, in order to become a landlord. You just have money and buy property, and then you are one. So, or maybe the person did this for evil reasons. I don't know. But wow, okay. And within 24 hours, his people helped him. That's so cool. I'm really glad it worked out for him though, because otherwise this could have ended very differently, to be honest.
oh, any others? The job system in Germany, it
Oh,
was very hard. We're talking, I have countless, I got to the final in one of these jobs. And in Germany, I don't know why, but there was so many trials. So you could be doing this for, the longest was about a month and a half. And it got so close that they were going to offer me the job, but they said they wanted to give someone else as well. So two of us would have been there. And they just said that unfortunately we can't offer you the contracts. And that I was just distraught.
hmm.
That's the thing in Germany, is be prepared to have constant interviews, and that's with anything. And
Yeah, that's something that I have been living through these past 3 months. And I don't know whether this is for special jobs. For example, office jobs are like that. I do know that because I've lived through it. I don't know if it's the same for factory jobs, for example. Can't talk about that. When I was trying to work in a kindergarten back then, when I was still younger, I got the job after one interview. But as an accountant now, because I was jobless practically from December to now, to like the end of February, and I was looking for jobs all around. I've had so many interviews, and I've had companies interviewing me 3 times and not giving me the job in the end. I had a welcome call. It's like the typical half an hour call where a person from HR typically tries to talk to you about general stuff. They try to get to know you and kind of see if you could fit for the position, even without knowing that you have the knowledge to do so, because they're just trying to figure out what kind of person you are in that very first call. And then if you're successful, after a few days you get an email where they say, "Oh, by the way, the call was really cool and we really like you as a person. We would like to introduce you to our team now, the team that you will be working in. So I had a call with the team, and they asked me several questions about my work from before and what knowledge I have and all of that. So I had this interview with the team, and they told me that they will get back to me in a few days. So I had to wait another few days until I got an email. Congratulations, we really liked you, and we would offer you the possibility of continuing with us. So they sent me a case study next that I had to take. It's like a really big test, and it tests all your knowledge about the job. And I had to do that. And then had a third call with not only my team, but also the executive people in the higher up ranks. That can vary from company to company who is in their call then. And I had to present all of my study case results. I had to tell them. And then after that third call, they told me to get back to me in a few days. And after that, they are just like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're sorry, but we chose another person. And that study case wasn't easy. I sat there for hours doing that. So before the first call, usually I do not really prepare at all because I've had so many calls and I do know what I say. Like I say the same thing with every single time when I tell them about my life and about my work life before this company. So I'm not investing any time into that. But for the second call, I am studying the company. I am studying the job that I want to have. I am looking at all the things that there are listed that I need to have in order to get the job. And I try to focus on what I don't have. And I try to formulate certain sentences and all that. There's a lot of preparation that goes into the second call. At least 1 to 2, sometimes 3 hours of preparation. And the case study is like 5 hours, because not only do you have to prepare the case study, but you also have to run through it over and over and over again in order to be able to represent it and in order to be able to answer questions if you get asked questions. So you invest almost 10 hours into that company only for then after the third call to get an email like, oh, we're sorry, we chose another person. And if you have to do that with 10 or 15 companies, it's so annoying and frustrating. And it really gives you the feeling you're not worthy of getting a new job. Even if you know that you have the knowledge to take all of these jobs. Because you've worked in these fields before and you've done that job already in another company, you know you can do it. And invest so much time, and then it's just like, yeah, sorry. Choose another person after 10 hours of investing into that company. It's not like that with every single company. I've had other companies that had only 2 job interviews and no case study at all, but sometimes it's just like that. And that's the normal here in Germany now, for at least for office jobs. I don't know about factory jobs. Also, one thing, like the most annoying thing that happened to me was one company sent me a case study and I presented the case study to them. I got the feedback like within this call, like, oh wow, you are the only one out of all people that have represented this case study to us that found all the errors. You're the only person who did this. This is really special because we haven't seen this from anybody else. And you're like, wow, okay, I'm gonna get this job. I mean, this is what they tell you, and this is what feeling they make you feel when they tell you, oh wow, you're the only person out of all the people that we've interviewed. You're the only one who had this case study 100% correct. That's what happened to me. And 2 days later, I got an email, sorry, we choose another person. You can't make this up. It's just crap. It's just crap. You know how that makes you feel? Let's continue. I'm sorry for tearing you down, but it's just like, ah.
That's the thing in Germany, is be prepared to have constant interviews, and that's with anything. And it was a real big learning curve, especially with with jobs. So yes, and don't ever doubt your ability. With if you've came close, go again and again and again. That's the motto. Yeah, and I believe that's everything. My job has been really easy. I simply just had to tell them I've had my contract. I have my own studio in Munich. It's just absolutely mental.
Munich.
As I said, I keep poking
Okay.
myself saying, is this my life right now? My advice for you guys that are looking to move away, especially my age and alone, and to leave all your family, everything, go for it. You don't know what you're going to get. I did not expect to have this life right now, and this is just the beginning. I've got more things, as I said, next set 3-4 years, I want to fully create something in Germany. The Why Germany series, I love it, and I have faith in it. Not only that, I do love businesses. And one of the, as I said, I'm so thankful for everyone, and yeah, there were times which were really hard with literally, I can't put it to words. I can't put it to words
Yeah,
how
I
hard
really believe that.
it has been, because moving country is a big thing. And it's going to knock you down. It's going to knock you down as hard as you can think. You will believe you've got it, and it will just swipe you off your feet, and you have to get yourself back up again. Prepare for the unexpected, lies, scams. But most importantly, prepare to meet great people. And you're never alone. You're really not. And yeah. Yeah. This is just the beginning. I know I've got bigger goals coming. Big goals that I want to take. And everything I visioned, everything I've said, I've done. And the next lot are going to be even bigger. So yeah, my advice, take the leap of faith, because that's what it is. Take your bags and just do it. Yeah. I'm in shock that I've done it.
I don't know if I would recommend the same thing. Just do it. Please take your time and think about it. Because yes, it can be a really cool thing to do. It can be, but it can end in a different way as well. And as far as I can see, I mean, he has 35,000 subscribers. He might have had a little bit of money even before he had the real job in order to keep him going. If you can't rely on YouTube paying you money every single month, it might be a different case. If you don't have a job, you don't have money, that's different here in Germany. Also, maybe don't move to Munich. If you move to Germany, choose any other place, any other than Munich, because Munich is the most expensive city in the whole country. So, if you want to move to Germany, maybe avoid Munich. And if you get a job in Munich, maybe move to a place around Munich, but do not move into Munich, because the prices for apartments there, they're skyrocketing for real. And I couldn't move there, although we are earning good money with our jobs. But I mean, maybe I could move there, but I couldn't buy groceries anymore. It's so different. This is the cities with the highest rent prices for new apartments in Germany in 2025. And you can see, I'm not bullshitting you when I say Munich is the most expensive one. I mean, Frankfurt, yes, Frankfurt is the second one, and then Hamburg, and then it gets easier. But Munich is out of the ordinary. So when he said he moved to Munich, I'm like, wow, okay. That's a pretty bold move, to be honest. I mean, maybe he got a job there, so he had to move there. However, I wouldn't recommend it personally. But other than that, that video was really fun. I mean, overall, it was fun to see because I have never had like an impression of somebody moving from England to Germany, only America to Germany. And that was really cool to see how his experience was. Unfortunately, he didn't talk about many things in detail, or he didn't list many things that he had to go through, talking about bureaucracy, for example, and talking about the different steps that he had to take. Maybe there's a video out there that explains this from an person that moved from the UK to Germany. Maybe I'm gonna find another one and we're gonna watch another one. But that was good as a start. Thank you so much for watching this video together with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.